What's going on, everyone? Welcome to today's Wise 5 Picks stream. I think we're just going to start this one off and say that we're excited to say that we have some additional features that we have added to the stream. What's up, Jake and Larry? Glad to see you guys here. And you're wondering where the stream was. That is where the stream was. We were incorporating our Capwise betting dashboard onto the stream. So for some of the picks that we have, we're actually going to turn to a new scene in OBS. We're going to pull up the dashboard, see what the model has to say, and use that for some additional insights. So quick recap.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for this.
Yeah, we've been just trying to put it all together. And happy Corn on the Cob Day, everybody.
What the hell is Corn on the Cob Day? Is that a real thing?
Yeah, it is.
It sounds like a fake holiday that somebody in Nebraska invented.
You know what they say, Nick, out in Nebraska? They say knee high by the 4th of July.
Is that what they say in Nebraska?
Yeah, talking about the corn.
I've never been to Nebraska, so I wouldn't know.
Typo.
Hood morning. Let's go. Haircut. Ben did get a haircut.
Oh, yeah.
Looking fresh.
When I have my haircut, I'm 62-2 on my picks.
That's an official stat.
Yep.
I'm gonna give myself a haircut after the stream.
On stream.
On stream. I mean, no. That's a bad idea.
But I will say our team total is a Nick fresh haircut type of pick.
I would say.
Yeah.
So quick recap of the last stream that we had. So of course we didn't stream yesterday, but we did have a stream on Wednesday. It was a nice 4-0-1 day. Feels good to be back in that undefeated column. Would have been nice to take a full 5-0, but I'm content with the 4-0-1. Not going to ever complain about that. We had Mets money line against the Orioles, which hit. They destroyed Matt Harvey just like we thought they would. We got a push in the Brewers-Reds game at over 10, which is okay. We had Yankees team total over 4.5. I think they finished that one off with like 8 or 9 runs. Another easy hit. We had Zach Eflin over 5.5 strikeouts against the Atlanta Braves. I think he finished that game with 7. And I know we also had Mike, who was at that game live, watching the win. Brought us some good luck there. And we had the Cubs-Padres Nerfy at -115, which also hit.
Yeah.
So at least four. I don't know why I said 4. We have 5. 5 good picks coming up right now. Starting off with
Nick, real quick, I was gonna say it would have been a 5-0 day. The line literally moved from 10 to 9.5 on DraftKings like an hour and a half after we streamed, but it happens sometimes.
It does, yeah.
I'm not tripping.
I mean, and we get the good side of that line movement a lot too. So
100%. So let's hop on into today.
Mm-hmm. So starting off with our money line pick, we have the Toronto Blue Jays against the Boston Red Sox coming in at +113. So Ben, start this one off.
Yeah, so a few things with this one, right? We have on the mound. He's a guy I like. He's pitched well. I think he can minimize some of the damage today, but also some bullpen issues for the Sox too as well. So I think that's going to be a big part of this one. We're getting plus money with the Jays, which I think is a gift here. I'm actually surprised to see it at this number. I thought it'd be closer to, like a -110 for the Jays. So, I'm liking this play a lot. Jays offensively putting up a lot of runs. There's going to be a lot of runs in this one. So don't be surprised if the Jays are down at one point in this game, because that's just how it's going to be. But I think with Richards on the mound for the Sox, I think the Jays are going to get to him today. So I like this to be an over game, but I think like 6-4 seems like an appropriate score with the Jays winning.
Yep, I'm right on board with what Ben said. And so is our Capwise MLB model. So this is the first time now that we're ever going to switch to the Capwise betting dashboard view for the stream. So you guys ready for this? There we go. So here is our Capwise betting dashboard. So those of you who are already subscribed on capwise.com to us should be familiar with this. I know several of you are. Larry, Matt, Saucy, for sure. Some of you others might be as well. But we have this betting dashboard. So for every game, we have info for the game, the teams, all the different lines, and we also have model scores and model plays. So all of these are kind of behind a paywall. It's only $20 a month. Not at all a ridiculous deal. I'm sure that many other people could say more about it in a more unbiased way than Ben or I could. But what we have is we have some of these that we have opened up for access to everybody. So every day there's going to be a couple of these plays that are publicly available to match what we have on the stream, just to kind of show off the dashboard. So here we have Toronto and Boston, full model results. So you can see this plus 110. So these numbers are being taken from Vegas Insider, so they might not be exactly the same as the number that we lock in on stream. Again, going back to the other view, we have plus 113 for this that we're locking in streamwise because we get that on Superbook, but the dashboard is pulling from Vegas Insider. So numbers might be slightly different in that sense. We're not going to give away any plays though that we don't like at the dashboard number as well. So the model has this game at about 5.86 for Toronto to 5.23 for Boston. So we have Toronto winning by about 6/10 of a run. So we think at plus money, Toronto makes for a great play, according to the model as well. So this is a situation that we like. We have the human handicaps that we have and the model simulations matching up with each other. Seems like a no-brainer. And yeah, Jack says model was on fire yesterday. It was. Anything else you want to say about this, Ben?
Yeah, I just wanted to point out one thing. I really think Garrett Richards is not a good pitcher. If I didn't make that clear earlier, I think we're really going to see that today. I mean, the Jays are one of those teams that they can put up runs when need be, but if you look at some of his splits and some of his rankings, Richards does struggle a little bit, and he will walk guys, he'll get guys on base, and he's not striking out a lot of guys too. So I think the young hitters of these here are going to have some success. So
totally agree. Also, what's up, Skrilla Killa?
So what I'm saying is Garrett Richards is having a no-hitter today.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's how that works, right? Every time we say, oh yeah, this guy, Yeah.
But really, there's not a lot to say that, yeah, Richards is going to pitch well. Yeah, and J Money said it. He's on the road, too. His splits aren't great on the road also, so.
Yeah, 6.38 ERA at home this year for Richards, 2.89 on the road.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you ready for our second pick today, Ben?
Yep, I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. Oh, also, if anybody is interested in checking out the dashboard, you can do so right here. I forgot to make a command in the chat bot before the stream. I'll make sure that that's set up for the next stream tomorrow. So, team total, wise pick of the day, or game total, wise pick of the day, is going to be in the nightcap. We're going to go over 7.5 runs in today's game between the Texas Rangers and the LA Dodgers. So this one, I think, really boils down to the two pitchers that are on the mound. So pitching matchup is between Mike Foltynewicz for the Rangers and Clayton Kershaw for the Dodgers. So Kershaw, obviously, legend of the game, great pitcher, but he's just hasn't been himself. He's given up at least I think he's given up exactly 5 runs in each of his last 2 starts. He's had 2 other starts this year also where he's given up 5 runs. He's not been a guy who's consistently getting outs. And the Rangers, for how bad they are, I mean, they do have some power in that lineup. And on the flip side, Fultonevich on the mound for the Rangers is also a guy who's really underperforming. I mean, I think he finished like 4th in the Cy Young voting back in 2018, then had an injury, missed almost the entire 2020 season. But he's a guy who's just not at that peak form. And I think that the Dodgers have the bats to take advantage of it. He's got a 4.75 ERA this year. Also, his strikeout numbers are also really down. Only 46 Ks and 66 innings. Back when he was 4th in the Cy Young, he was more than a K per inning. So he just doesn't have the same stuff. And he's getting hit pretty consistently. And I think at 7.5, the number's just too low.
Yeah, and Nick, on the other side, Clayton Kershaw. I think he's an interesting case right now. He's had some good starts. He's had some very bad starts. And, looking at this number and this line, Nick and I kind of talked about it for a split second, but, I saw a little value on the Rangers, but I think, like Nick said, with who's pitching for the Rangers, that kind of cancels it out. But, I don't expect Kershaw to get blown up today, but, we're hoping that the Rangers can get a few runs on him, and then bullpen comes into play too. So I think overall, both sides of the plate, I think you can expect a few runs. And yeah, I like this over. I think there's some good value here.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, and we don't need for both of these pitchers to get lit up, right? It's going to be fine if one of these guys has a good game, because at 7.5,
Yeah.
it's not like we need 10 runs. I mean, we need a 5-3 game, we need a 6-2 game. We don't need a 6-7 type game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think this is one of those perfect spots where you look at it and you're like, do I like a team total here? But then I feel like you're guessing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, trying to guess what team is going to put up more runs. But
yeah, I think 5-3 Dodgers sounds like a great score for this one.
Oh yeah, that sounds good to me.
So, also, thank you, Beeve Beater. What a name for the follow. Appreciate that very much.
What is it? Beef beer?
Beeve Beater.
Ooh, interesting.
That's it's got some undertones.
Yeah.
Or some overtones. Also, Skrillikilla. Thank you for the follow. No undertones in that name. Very direct and to the point.
Getting.
All right, we're not going to go to the dashboard view for this one, because we actually have a second pick for this game that is not part of the Wise 5, but that is up for our subscribers to go check out right now.
Sneaky prop, I'll say it.
Mm-hmm. So,
sort of.
Team total
Ish.
pick of the day is going to be maybe not so much of a surprise to anybody who's been tuning in for a while. We're going to go with the Orioles team total over 3.5 at plus 112. So I say this every time that we are in this situation. This is my favorite handicap right now. Orioles against a lefty. It's too easy. It really, really, really is just too easy. So Orioles are facing, who is it? Ryan Yarbrough today, who is a left-handed pitcher. And as we've talked about many times on stream, the Orioles just absolutely fry left-handed pitching. Let me pull up some exact stats here. So over the last 3-ish weeks, Orioles... Oh, hold on. I clicked the wrong thing. Oh, it's because I have pitching stats up, not batting stats. Against lefties, Orioles they have a 170 WRC plus since May 15th. That means that they're 70% better than league average against left-handed pitching. Their batting average is 337. They're only striking out 5% more than they walk against lefties. The isolated slugging percentage, which is just the power, is also the highest in the league. So they're hitting for the best average, and they're hitting for the best power, and they're not striking out, and they're walking a lot. They just smash left-handed pitching, and it's a crime for this to be over 3.5 plus money. It's just an absolute crime. We've had Orioles team total overs like 2, 3, 4 times in the last couple of weeks in the same situation, and they hit every time. Or we've also had some game overs involving the Orioles when they have Zimmerman on the mound. But it's just too easy with this, yeah. I think. Also, they played Yarbrough once earlier this year, and they scored 6 runs against him.
Yeah, this is one of those lines that doesn't make a lot of sense. If I had to guess, it's just the Orioles and the name recognition and them as a team versus the Rays. I mean, there's no reason why it should be plus money at 3.5.
No, I would like this pick over 4.5 minus 110.
I like it.
It really just feels silly. This is a spot that we've been on for a couple weeks, but the market has not caught up to.
No, it hasn't. We were on it last time, and if you guys have been following us for a while, we've been doing this with a few different angles, and they've been working out really well. Going back to Skubal for the Tigers, Casey Mize are 2 that just come to mind. But getting numbers, it's just like the stock market. You want to buy something low, and it's going to go up. And those were 2 examples. And I think the Orioles here against lefties is the next the next one. And I think at some point, right, if they go for 6-7 runs today, you're not gonna catch. Well, maybe one more game.
No, we are going to keep catching these games.
You think it's going to continue?
Yeah, I think so. Because they've been,
I'll say this.
They've been putting up
I think at
6,
some point,
7,
Nick,
8, 9, 10 runs a game against lefties for the last month, and we're still getting this number.
That is true. It could come to an end. I'll put it that way. But until it does, we're going to keep riding it. I'll put it that way.
Mm-hmm. No, it will come to an end at some point, but we're gonna keep riding it for now. So let's take a look at the betting dashboard, what that has to say about this game. So this is a situation where the betting dashboard actually thinks that this is a pretty sharp line. It has the Orioles at a 3.51. Also, you can actually even get this on some other books over 3 at like minus 120.
Mm-hmm.
But we feel comfortable enough that we're just going to take the extra half a run, need 4 to cash, but we'll take the plus money in exchange. We feel pretty confident here.
Also, real quick before we jump on into things, something interesting that Nick and I were discussing the other day. It's a little bit of a hedging technique, and again, this is a little bit advanced on bankroll management. If you can find a 3 and a 3.5, you can split your unit size and put, some on a 3 and then some on a 3.5. You don't necessarily have to go all on 3.5 or all on 3. It's just something to consider, just a different way of looking at it. So just wanted to bring that up. I think it was a good time to touch on that.
Yep. Yeah, I guess nothing else to talk about here. So I guess with the dashboard, so not every play that we make is going to be one that the model is in love with, and sometimes, like we did with the Orioles team total last time, we actually will go against the model. So the model, a model can only go so far. I mean, the model, I'm sure, will end up being profitable just betting on it blindly when it has stuff that it loves. But at the same time, kind of our big point of emphasis with Capwise is to combine the objective side of sports betting, which is something that you'd get from a model, just crunching the numbers, letting the computer tell you what it thinks, and the more subjective side of sports betting, where we're catching on to this trend with the Orioles. I don't like using the word trend, but we're catching on to this thing that the Orioles have going on, where they're just destroying lefties and the market's not caught up.
I would call it we're taking advantage of a market inefficiency.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. And then the model isn't going to see that inefficiency in the same way that the human eye test can. So it's all about utilizing all of the resources that we have available to put together
Yeah,
these picks.
and I think I wanted to say one other thing, Nick. It's if we were to go 100% what the model said, it would be under the assumption that we ourselves aren't good handicappers, not using anything. So I think that's what
Not
we're getting at,
necessarily.
right?
I mean, with the college basketball model, if you just blindly bet every college basketball play, you would have been up 70 units on the year.
That's,
But
I guess
that being said, even with something that hits at that rate, you can still accentuate that with the eye test. Like there's with that, there's obvious spots where there's a red flag, like if there's an injury or something, and then there's obvious spots where maybe there's something that the model doesn't see as a play, but
yeah.
To us,
but I will say this with NFL
like
though,
spot.
It was a little bit of both, right? Where
for sure,
we identified what NFL's its own market. I mean, if we were to say betting markets and try to classify them, in my opinion, Nick, NFL is over here. And
we can't see your hands.
Oh, well, that's because I'm way over here. You know what I'm saying? NFL market is a different animal for a few reasons, but yeah. Regardless, it's a good problem to have, though. But both, it's not like it's like negative one side and super positive. It's like both types of ideologies, you could say, are positive in our situation. So we're doing well,
and they mesh well together, which I think is the important thing. So let's move on to our player prop of the day. And Ben, you kind of leaked this one a couple minutes ago.
I leaked it?
Yeah, you mentioned his name.
Oh, I did leak it.
You did.
I did. Oops.
So like Ben was saying, a guy that we've been all over his last couple starts. We caught the train at the right time. I think this is probably the last time that we're going to get a nice number for this guy.
Yes,
we're going to go Tarek Skubal over 6.5 strikeouts. I forgot to put the 6.5 in there. At plus 115 against the Chicago White Sox. So let me go find this real quick. So Skubal is a guy that we were hating on a lot, and rightfully so. Earlier on in the year, he had some big walk issues, huge home run issues. The home run issues haven't gone away, but he's fixed the walk issues. And if you're a guy who gives up a lot of home runs, that's huge because you don't want guys on base. You want solo home runs, not 2, 3, 4 run home runs.
Unless your name is Otani, you can get away with that.
True. Also, we might actually have lost our plus money here. Yeah, we did.
Oh,
but that's okay. So we're gonna have to take this at minus 105 now, as opposed to the plus 115 it was earlier. Actually, let me check FanDuel real quick.
Yeah, but yeah, let me talk about Skubal for a second. So, very young, highly touted prospect. We weren't surprised that he was gonna have a few rough starts to start this season off, but he's kind of turned it around. I mean, he's been facing some good lineups. I mean. Let's see. It was that Yankees game. Yeah, he gave up no runs. So he's been pitching better, and I think that he's still going to positively regress and continue his success. And his strikeout rate's pretty good too. So top 75 percentile of all pitchers in baseball. So yeah, we like the spot. What are you seeing in it, Nick?
So FanDuel does have it at plus 100 still. So we're going to go ahead and lock that in. Don't typically like to use FanDuel unless we have to, but I'll take the extra 5 cents here. So Skubal is a guy who I've watched, I think, more Tarek Skubal games than anybody else this year from a pitching perspective. So I kind of saw the turnaround coming a little bit before it happened. We picked against him kind of stupidly in the game against Seattle. Because I don't know. Still just didn't quite trust him. But since then, I think we've had something Skubal related every single time.
And they've been
since then, and they've all hit.
So Nick, can I ask you a question here?
Yeah.
So his WOBA and his ex-WOBA and his xERA aren't the best. But do you think that's just more of an issue of what happened earlier in the season, and
totally
he's starting to improve?
Absolutely. I think. Okay. Yeah. I'm sure if you look at since the start of May, it's going to be much better.
Yeah.
And yeah, exactly like Skrilla said, he hasn't even gone over 6.5. He's gone over 7.5 in each of his last four starts, and he's gone over 8.5 in 3 of those 4. And in his last start against this same White Sox team, he had 11. I'm not expecting 11 again, but there's a lot of room for error if that's the baseline from the last start.
Yeah, and Jack, I sort of like the Nerfy, but we don't love it, and the main reason why is because he will give up home runs.
Yeah,
So
Scooble's not the best first inning guy. Do we worry about him facing a team again? I would say no. So
in this scenario, I would say definitely
yeah, so
because
he has
it's been a while.
he has also 2 other examples of facing a team a second time around. So he faced Cleveland in each of his first 2 starts, and they were both bad. But then he faced Cleveland for a third time on the 25th of May and had a 5-inning, 6-hit, 2-earned, 9K game. Also with the Yankees, he had another start against the Yankees where we picked against him. We had an Aaron Judge home run prop against Scooble in that game, and Judge hit not 1 but 2 home runs. He went 3 innings in that game, gave up 5 hits, 3 home runs, 4 earned, only 1K in that game. And then a month later on May 30th, bounced back with that great game against the Yankees where he shut him out over 6, struck out 8, the Tigers won. So I think that Scooball has shown that he's okay coming up against a team a second time. So I'm not super worried about that.
Yeah, and Skrilla Killa, I hear what you're saying, but it's not like he had 7, right? Last game, and then now potentially it could drop down. He started at 11, so that's a drastic number if he's going to go for 6 less, I would say. So there'd be probably something more going on there. So I don't think that's enough for us to just not take a stab at this play.
Yeah, and the other thing also is his control and his confidence. I would say with both his fastball and with his breaking stuff is significantly improved over the last 4 or 5 starts for him. So Ben just disappeared. Probably a dog issue. Welcome back, Ben.
Sorry, my dog was chewing a hat. That's what he does around here.
This is delicious.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you chew a hat?
I mean, if I had a hat, I'd probably be chewing on it right now also.
I need to get that dog some corn on the cob.
So yeah, the Nerfy, I think, yeah, like Ben said, Scooble does scare me in the first inning just because he is so home run prone, and especially the White Sox top of the lineup is great. Yeah, Scoobball's still easing into the league, definitely on the up. He's a guy that I'm really, really high on right now. So speaking of Nerfies, we have last up our first inning Wise Pick of the day, and this is going to be the no-run first inning in the game between the Atlanta Braves and the Miami Marlins, which we're locking in at minus 127. So there's a kind of obvious Nerfy up on the board that we decided not to take today. That's going to be the one between Jacob deGrom and Blake Snell. But that's sitting at minus 165. The rationale for not taking that as the wise pick today, despite taking it last time around, was so we got minus 165 with Darvish on the mound against deGrom before. Snell, great start last time against the Mets, but much more erratic of a pitcher than Darvish. So getting the same price for much more inconsistency seemed like not something to do. So this Braves Marlins game, though. Also, let me go find the 127 real quick. So these two pitchers are two of the absolute best first inning guys in the league this year. So there it is.
Wait, Matt, your feed. Which one? This one or the Mets Padres?
I think he's talking about this one.
because
Braves Marlins.
before we hop on into this one, I almost wanted to play the Yurfie on points bet plus 165
in the Padres Mets game.
Yeah. Anyways,
yeah. So these two guys are two of the best first inning pitchers in the league. So it's Charlie Morton on the mound for Atlanta, who I think this is the third time that we've been on a nerfie of his, and Sandy Alcantara on the mound for Miami, who we've been involved with a lot of nerfies for as well. So Alcantara, 13 starts this year, only given up 7 hits in the first innings, only given up 1 earned run across 13 first innings that he's pitched this year. Batting average against 149, on base percentage 245. Those are both, as far as guys with more than just 1 or 2 starts, among the best numbers of anybody pitching today. So DeGrom obviously is the best. Justin Dunn is like a weirdly good first inning pitcher as well.
That's very weird.
But then Alcantara is the next guy up. Charlie Morton, as well, has been really good in the first innings this year. So he's made 12 starts, ERA of .77. That's 1 earned run across those 12 starts. He's given up 7 unearned runs though in the first inning, including 1 game against the Phillies where he gave up 6. So his on-base percentage and his batting average against aren't quite as good, just because of that start against the Phillies. But that was a game that he should have secured the nerfie. There was an error on defense, and then I think that there was actually another error on defense in the inning as well. All hell broke loose, and he got pulled before the inning was over. But as far as earned runs are concerned, he's only given up 1 in 12 starts, and that's kind of more what I like to look at from the nerfy perspective. So I think getting this at minus 127 is a good price to get.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's not something that we have up on the dashboard, but the model does have this nerfy hitting 60% of the time.
Yeah, I think you said everything I was gonna say. It's a good spot here, and Miami as a team hasn't been the best first inning offensive team. Also, I mean, we saw that yesterday. Chi got out of the first pretty easily, and then second inning was a different story. So I know that's just one game, small sample size, but it seems like looking at Miami in first innings, and I'm sure we could can you pull that up the opposite way that we look at
offensive stats for the first inning?
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
I mean, okay, yeah. I'm just curious because in my head, I would guess that they're a top 10 team.
Who's the top 10 team?
Or sorry, bottom 10 team.
Yeah, so Miami is literally the worst first inning team.
Yeah.
So again, this is since May 15th, just a kind of arbitrary date that I have up right now. So the Marlins in that time frame have a 21 WRC plus, hitting 169 with also like no power. Atlanta over the last 3+ weeks are 9th best in the league in the first inning, 265 batting average, 125 WRC plus. So definitely an above average team. But I also think a team, especially against right-handed pitching, good right-handed pitching, a team that you can target for no run first innings.
Who's the best?
Over the last few weeks, it's been Houston.
Where are the Braves?
9th. So the Braves have scored 16 first inning runs in those games. I can actually break this down on the game level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems like Jazz Chisholm's been struggling in first innings too. I mean, he would probably have to if that number holds true, what we just said.
Yeah, so the Braves, since the 15th of May, 13 first innings where they haven't scored and 9 where they have.
So that's not bad.
Yeah, so I mean it's above 500.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can break this down by handedness. Yeah, so against righties. Yeah, doing pretty well. 9 first innings where they haven't scored, 6 where they have. So it's hitting at 60%.
Okay. Yeah, I like it.
And I mean, yeah, and that
And
in and of itself, them hitting at 60% and this minus 127 number, and then also, of course, needing the Marlins not to score, that's not enough. But I think that Alcantara is a very, very much above average right-handed pitcher.
well, Skrilla, he better be because he has his master's in statistics. So
I do.
I don't expect anything less, Nick.
It also helps having 3 monitors up, including one with several preset split leaderboard pages on Fangraphs, kind of just ready to
Nick,
go.
I'm just trying to hype you up. Don't give any credit to those.
Yeah,
monitors.
actually, I memorized all these ahead of time.
There's like those crazy guys who can like name the scores of any game. The Yankees. Have you seen those videos?
I think so. Yeah. Oh, that's
They go
like the show Stump the Schwab from way back in the day on ESPN.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But there's other people there, and you know what's crazy is a lot of time they're autistic, which I think is awesome that their minds work that way. But they'll be like, "What was the Yankees' score in 1987 on April 6th?" And they can go 6-4. Yankees lost.
That's crazy.
Incredible.
No, people are wild.
Yeah. I can't even remember what I had for breakfast yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I actually don't even remember. Just kidding. It was oatmeal. All right.
And yeah, I am in the Discord. Ben and I are the 2 people with blue names in the Discord.
Yep.
My name in there is literally just Nick.
Yeah. Stump the Schwab was a great show. Did you watch that a lot, Nick?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I was a weird kid growing up. Like, I didn't watch cartoons. I just watched ESPN.
I watched a little bit of both. I'm a big SpongeBob guy.
Yeah, I watched cartoons when my younger brother was watching them. But if it was up to me, it would be like ESPN or the History Channel.
That's why we crush it at trivia, man.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Also, I wanted to point out one thing, too. I think a lot of times people are scared to play Nerfies with the Braves just because of Acuna and Freeman. So I think you really have to just dial in on value there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a big thing here.
Yeah, I mean, also, so we've had 3 Braves Nerfies on the year.
Mm-hmm.
You can see anybody if you're interested. Yeah, Nick with the dog. That's me.
Yeah, Nick with the dog. Yeah.
Yeah. Boom. There's all the picks that we've ever made on stream. So we've had Braves no run first innings 3 times. We had one on the very first stream we ever did, which hit at minus 105 against the Yankees. I think that was Ian Anderson on the mound and Jordan Montgomery, I want to say, if I remember correctly.
We were on pace to go undefeated with our Nerfies that day.
We were on pace to go undefeated forever because it was a 5-0 day on the very first day.
God, I love ESPN so much.
Mm-hmm.
So fun. Chris Paul, the first player to be over this age who shot under 8 shots, to also have 3 assists, and to shoot under 3 misses a game at 65% since 1975.
Just like the absolute
Thanks, ESPN.
most cherry-picked stats of all time.
That I love the random, like, the first player to have 12 points, 6.5 rebounds, over 1.8 blocks.
He probably was the first player to have exactly 6.5 rebounds.
You know how we always make fun of like the random trends, like the betting trends, like this team is 6-2 when they play in between 6:15 and 5:15. We should come up with a stat one too.
Yeah, no. So you know what it is. Do you ever play the Google game? Like when you were younger? So you have to try and find a phrase or something in Google, or just like type in a whole bunch of words.
Oh yeah, it's like
it's
kind of like the Wikipedia game. Yeah.
Well, it gives you exactly one result on Google. So it's like the same thing with the stats, right? So you just cherry pick all of the stat filters until you get exactly one result, and it's the guide that you want to talk about.
That's funny,
right? It's got to be. That's got to be what they do.
Yeah, because they have that giant database, so they probably have a thing that says if this or if that, and then maybe even it optimizes it for them, and it's like give me Ian Anderson's only stat.
Yeah,
he's the first pitcher with 69 strikeouts and an ERA over 3 but under 4. Back to you in the studio. Oh man, ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
Good old Espen.
Yeah.
I think that's just a
All
thing
right.
I do. I like to take abbreviations and just say them anyways. Like ESPN is just ESPN, no run,
ESPN.
like the NRFI, the Nerfy.
Nerfy.
I can't call it anything other than a Nerfy now.
Yeah, and the NRFI. It's just.
It's just a Nerfy.
I think everyone else calls them Nerfies, right?
Do they? I mean, I'd never
Yeah,
heard
that's
anybody
actually
actually say
interesting.
it out loud until I decided that I was going to call it Nerfy.
I need to ask that. I need to say, do you say like Nerfy or
Or
NRFI?
do people just say no run first inning?
That's it. I'm gonna make a TikTok on that.
Never heard the term before. Yeah, I think we invented the Nerfy as far as calling it Nerfy.
I honestly just assumed that's what everyone called it. Well, in Skrilla Kill, I'm saying in general, I usually don't do that. Well, shit. If we started it, then we need to. That's ours.
We started also. I think we started the whole like sports content like this on Twitch, in general. I was on Fangraphs yesterday, and they were doing like a live stream watch party for the game of the week yesterday.
There were literally 3 other even sports related channels on Twitch when we started. It's pretty funny, and one of them wasn't even active, and the other one was doing whatever. But now it's like,
Then we have to make a Nerfy NFT. A Nerf.
oh, nice, yeah,
Can't do it without any vowels.
interesting. Don't get me thinking.
Also, yeah, Hockey Channel yesterday was wild.
I didn't go in there, man. I'm scared.
It was wild.
Was it civil?
It wasn't bad enough.
It wasn't like
to step in.
It didn't get to that point
say,
where it's
like,
like
hey-
we got to start banning people.
Yeah, but
Okay. There were a lot of
it was-
goals and a lot of beverages.
it was a lot of people not willing to just stop.
Yeah, I can see. There's always that period. Like sometimes when you see 30 messages within like an hour, or maybe even less, 30 minutes, you know it's usually not a good thing.
No, Roy, you didn't miss anything.
No, it's still there.
think-
But
I mean, so most of it was fine. I just think my favorite thing, also, no disrespect to anybody, but I think it was hilarious. Eric Cartman, who I think does tune into the stream every now and then, switched the logo to the UCF logo, not the Vegas Golden Knights logo. I have no idea if that was on purpose or not. If that was on purpose, that was the best troll ever.
that's pretty funny.
I really hope
It's
that he did that on purpose to trigger people.
It's literally funny either way.
Uh-huh.
Because it's funny more to him or funny.
Yeah, it's funny either way. And I'm
know
fine
that.
not knowing if it was on purpose or not. But
Yeah,
I do
that's
hope that
pretty-
it was.
And no one said that's the wrong logo.
Oh no, it immediately got called out.
Then what did he say?
He just changed it to another one. Like an
Well,
actual.
it's still up.
Oh well, after the fact, after the game,
Oh.
somebody else, I forget who it was, said like this is like UCF takeover or something.
So we'll
was
never really
hilarious
know
also. No, we'll
if he
never
was
know.
serious or not.
But I love that. That was great content. As
funny.
somebody who was just observing.
That's pretty good. All right. Any last words?
Nope. Oh yeah, actually.
Okay.
Again, so I know that many of you are already subscribed to Capwise, but if you're not, there is the link to our betting dashboard. You can sign up through there. No pressure to anybody to sign up, but we do think it is a really valuable resource. I know that we have many people who can vouch for it in the chat if anybody wants to do that. But you get full access to the model scores, full access to all of our plays on there every day. Access to our private subs only Discord channel that's in there. We've got people talking about stuff in there all the time. You get to see Saucy's tickets, his 20K on whatever team he's betting on tonight. Post those in there every now and then. Also, just a good way to help support what we're doing.
Yeah, I'll put it this way: if you're betting over $5 a bet, it's worth your money. Pretty simple there. So,
Yeah. So Ben, you want to talk Nuggets at all?
Yeah, we can bring a few props up. So I do like the Nuggets to win tonight, but I think the prop that I like most is going back to the well here. Nikola Jokic over 20.5 points.
Yeah. So we
I mean,
missed the points prop yesterday or last time.
he did, but that was due to the blowout. He did not play any of the fourth quarter. He ended up with 24 points, so I still feel pretty good about that. As long as we don't get another beat down, that should hit. And yeah, I would say that would be the pick more so than the Nuggets, just because I think naturally we think that the Nuggets are back home and they're gonna get one win, but I don't know. The Suns are on a mission right now. The only thing though is the Suns have been shooting at a pretty crazy rate from three. So will that carry over to?
Didn't Portland also shoot at a pretty crazy rate from three? Is that more of a slight on the Nuggets perimeter defense?
It's a little bit of both, but I will say the Suns. Let's see here. Suns are on like an insane shooting spree right now. I think they shot over 45% from deep, I believe, in game 2.
45% is not crazy. It's like good, but it's only one or two shots. It's like you made one or two more shots than average.
Yeah. Let me pull it up real quick just to make sure I'm.
They shot 47.4% from three in game 2, and in game 1 they shot 38.2%.
Yeah,
and their regular season
43. Average, that's my guess.
37.8. Assuming that that's tabulated correctly, which I actually doubt that it is.
Man. Saric going 2 for 3. Craig 1 for 1. Kaminsky 1 for 1. Paul 2 for 2. Crowder 3 for 4. Booker 3 for 7. And then Bridges 2 for 8. Those are some of the... Yeah, in the regular season. I think a lot of that had to do with Will Barton, too. I know he was back, but he didn't really have any sort of impact, I would say. Just he's returning from an injury, but yeah, again, that's why I'm staying away, Nick.
So Nuggets,
that's why I'm staying away.
No, Nuggets was not top 8 in regular season. Oh wait, no, never mind. This is the postseason. Just kidding. Regular season.
Yeah, see that's the question. It's like, do they get back to that?
Or so Nuggets 3-point shooting defense was 11th in the regular season, 36.3%. And then I have to go back and find offense. So in the regular season, the Suns shot 37.8% from 3, which was sixth best in the league.
Mm-hmm. And Nuggets shot 32% from deep.
No, 37.7.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying game 2.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't really expect Denver to... Well, it comes down to MPJ, and if he's hurt, I can't bank on him shooting around 45, 50%. So...
Yeah, I mean, and one player shooting 45 or 50%, that's like one made shot or 2 made shots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, even if you take 10 shots, each one of them is worth 10%.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. So we're splitting hairs there.
A shot or less than a shot.
Yeah, and that's why I'm going back to Jokic, because he's the only player who's played consistently well throughout the postseason. And again, I know he had 24 points, but he didn't play any of the fourth quarter. So that would be my prop of the day, pick of the day. I'm going with Jokic for the NBA prop of the day there. 28.5 points I'm showing on PointsBet. So Curious to see what it is on DraftKings.
Over 28.5 minus 139 for Jokic.
Ooh, okay. So points bet, good number there.
What was that again on PointsBet?
Minus 120.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's much better. So if anybody hears
Also,
weird noises, there's a my dog is rolling around on the floor right there. I have to point this out every now and then because there's always new people in here.
Yeah. But yep, I would say that's probably the only action I'm gonna have in that one.
Sounds good.
So, also, I'm going to someone's wedding tonight. Is it frowned upon to like have the game up on my phone?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna.
It's probably
Be
fine
staring
to
at
like
it.
check your phone for the score. It's probably very not a good idea to like have the video up and have your phone sitting there and pay attention to that and not pay attention to the wedding that you've been invited to and they've
No,
paid for you
I'll
to be
be-
at.
I'll be multitasking. No, Larry, that was a setup. So Nick, what he did on this TikTok is he had all this code, so it looked very sophisticated, and then he would click like enter, and it gave the 2015 championship all the way up to this year. But I'm pretty sure it's a setup because that's not that hard to do, right?
It's probably reverse engineered. So you find the 10 stats that give you all of the correct ones and then the Suns this year.
Yeah, but even then, I think he did it for show. Does it? Because it's not like
Also,
I could go and say like here are the last
that doesn't
20
even make
MLB
any
champs.
sense, right? How do you use 10 numbers, 10 variables to decide between 30 teams?
That's cap.
I mean, you're not doing any
100%
kind of
for sure.
proper ranking system. You're just spitting out a metric.
No, Larry, I saw it. What I think he did is he literally just acted like it was like this sophisticated code, and then he programmed it to literally put in those 5 teams from 2015.
Yeah, I mean, you should be able to take those numbers and just like a different linear combination of them and have them spit out a different team also.
Again, I think it was all set up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, and I'm not hating on him. I just feel like it's a little bit of a stretch there.
Uh-huh.
So, all right. That's all I got.
That's all I got as well. Kind of disappointed that there's only one afternoon game. And we don't have anything in it.
Yeah. God, should I bring another phone then for the wedding? Just kidding. Now that would be a little overkill having 2 phones with 2 different games on. Yeah, you don't want to be that guy.
No, you don't want
to. Okay,
be
Nick, I'll put it on my lap. I'm not going to put it on the table.
But then you're like staring down at your crotch the whole time. That's a little weird.
Well,
Ben, you should not watch the game at the wedding.
Sorry, not at the wedding, at the reception.
Oh, at the reception? Yeah, you can do whatever you want at the reception.
Okay, cool. That's what I really meant.
Okay, yeah.
Cool. I'm glad we figured that out.
It's official, right? It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks now.
Yeah, no, you made the point, and I agree. All right.
Yeah. So thank you all for being here. If anybody has any feedback on the dashboard setup that we had on the stream, let us know. That's a new thing. So still certainly a work in progress. If there's anything that you guys would think would make that more useful to all of you as the audience, let us know. We're very open to any kind of feedback. You can.
We actually have a channel in our Discord
for feedback. Yeah.
For feedback. So we love feedback.
We do.
You can literally say like, I don't like how this part functions, and it'll be like, cool. Like we won't be like, F you, get out of our Discord, because that doesn't make us better.
No, it doesn't.
So, I'm going to a Saturday wedding. Yeah. I'm missing the home run derby because of a a wedding. When I say missing the home run derby, I would be going to attend the home run derby. It kind of sucks, but
Yeah, we have All-Star game tickets.
yeah, I'm pumped for that. It's gonna be fun.
It is. I've never been to an All-Star game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be cool.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll have some special stuff coming up for the All-Star game too. I think we'll do.
will we?
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, nothing crazy. I mean, it's not like
we're gonna have our
betting on the home
our
run
own
derby champions
cap-wise
that
home run
much.
derby.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we can come up with a few plays for the home run derby champs, but it's I feel like a lot of that's just kind of luck, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, Bryce Harper cheated that one year too. Remember that?
I do. Good old Bryce.
Pitching the balls before they land in the stands, getting some extra pitches out there. They should do a skills competition like they do in NHL. I think that would be cool.
What would they even do?
So
Fastest
you have
time
to
around
hit
the
it
bases.
directionally. So like the hitter, they would say like left field, right field. You know.
Oh, how about you have to like they set up like a circular net and you have to hit the ball into the net.
Yeah, yeah. Like you can make them bigger, not like football how they're small. You know, you can make them a decent size, but you get points. It's kind of like Top Golf. Let's go, Jack. Tell them.
Oh yeah, Ben is much more than minus 150 against me.
Yeah, but I mean, that's baseball, man.
But Ben, you were a Division I football player.
So
I played just like club level hockey. You have the raw power advantage over me by a mile.
well, if it was a skating competition, you got the odds there.
I do, but luckily for you, there's no skating in the home run derby.
That is true.
But yeah, I think it's time to wrap this stream up today. Thank you all for being here as always. We'll be back again tomorrow with 5 more picks. And then that's probably going to be it for a little bit. Obviously,
Yep.
we're off on Sunday and Monday because we never stream those days. I'm moving on Monday. Hopefully, going to have everything set up to go on Tuesday, but no promises. There's a very reasonable chance that that's not going to be set up. Also, I'm going to post this in the subs Discord, but there's probably not going to be any model sims for those days. Certainly not on Monday. Probably not on... Oh, no, I'll get them out on Sunday early before I pack stuff up. But Monday for sure, no model stuff. Tuesday, potentially not also. Like, until my internet's set up, no model stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Ben's machine is incapable.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Tis what it is.
Alrighty, guys. Good luck. We will talk to you tomorrow.
Yep. See y'all.